Estimate the value of irrational numbers. Lesson 2 notes. Example number 4. Approximate the value of each irrational expression. Use 22/7 as a rational approximation for pi. We've often used 3.14 as an approximation for pi. In this case, we're going to use 22/7. 22/7 is actually a closer approximation than 3.14. So we're going to use 22/7 as an approximation for pi. Those squiggly lines there, the way you would read this here is pi is approximately 22/7. Pi is approximately 22/7. Not exactly, but approximately. Just like when we did the expressions problems, where wherever you saw a variable, you put parentheses. Well, in this case, wherever you see pi, we're going to use parentheses. So the first thing I want you to do is first write this down on your paper. Use parentheses for pi. Then also, I want you to put down that pi is approximately 22/7. And then pause your video and write down what I did here in the dark blue. So in other words, what I did was wherever I saw pi, I put parentheses. Everything else stayed the same. Wherever I saw pi, I put parentheses. Pause your video and do that now. Okay, for A, I'm going to plug in 22/7. Now I'm going to cheat. And then inside this parentheses, I'm going to put 22/7. Inside this parenthesis, I'm going to put 22/7. And inside the last set of parentheses, I'm going to put 22/7. Okay. So now, what we're going to do is we are going to put this in our calculator. Now, if you remember at the beginning of the year, I told you a general rule of thumb is if a problem starts with a decimal, you keep it at decimals the whole way throughout the problem. Well, in this case, the problem starts as a fraction, so we're going to keep the answer and the work in fraction form. So I'm going to pull up my calculator. And I'm going to start by putting in 2 times 22/7. So 2 parentheses, 22/7, and hit enter. Now in your calculator though, it gives you the decimal answer. Well, remember that button that's right beside the equal sign, it has like the number sign, the double arrows. Press that and you will get your improper fraction. So 22 times 22/7 is 44/7. Now what we want to do is change that to a mixed number. We want to change it to a mixed number. So I hit that same exact button and it takes me to 6 2/7. So again, if it starts with a fraction, we want to keep it in fraction form the whole way throughout. Example B. 5 times 22/7, and then plus 1. Hit enter. Again, it gives me the decimal, so I press the button beside the equal sign, and it gives me my improper fraction as 1/17/7. Press that button again, and I get 16 5/7. For C, that square should be on the outside of the parentheses. All right, so I'm going to put in 22 sevenths. Square that, hit enter, press the button that changes it to a improper fraction, and I get 484 over 49. So I get 484 over 49. Change that to a mixed number. And I get 9 and 43 over 49. All right. Go ahead and try the next one on your own. Pause the video and complete the next one on your own. All right. So I'm going to do the work now, see if you got the same thing as I do. So 8 times 22 over 7, and then minus 16. Change it to an improper fraction, and you get 64 sevenths. Press the button again. I get 9 and 1/7. All right. If you have any questions on example 4, let me know.